The engagement ring landed on the table with a sharp metallic sound that echoed through the apartment. Emily folded her arms and looked at Daniel with a cold expression. "I'm sorry," she said. "I can't build a future with someone who just lost everything." Daniel stared at her, searching for even the smallest sign that she was joking, but there was none. The woman he had loved for 4 years picked up her handbag, turned toward the door, and walked away without looking back. The moment the door slammed shut, his phone began to ring. Daniel glanced at the screen. It was the CEO of the company that had been reviewing the biggest contract of his career. His heartbeat quickened as he answered the call. "Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos." "Daniel," the CEO said, sounding unusually excited, "I owe you an apology. There was a misunderstanding in our legal department. Someone released the wrong information before the final decision was made." Daniel remained silent, unsure of what he was about to hear. "The contract wasn't canceled," the CEO continued. "In fact, the board was so impressed with your proposal that we've decided to expand the project. Congratulations. The deal is now worth 3 times more than the original agreement." Daniel slowly closed his eyes. Just moments earlier, the woman he planned to marry had walked away because she believed he had failed. Now, the opportunity he had worked toward for years had become even greater than he had imagined. Only a week before, life had seemed perfect. Daniel and Emily had celebrated what they believed was the beginning of their dream future. Friends congratulated them. Their families talked excitedly about wedding plans. Daniel had spent months preparing a business proposal for one of the largest construction companies in the country. Winning the contract would change everything. Then everything seemed to fall apart overnight. An employee inside the company mistakenly leaked information that the contract had been rejected. Within hours, the rumor spread across the city. Business associates stopped returning Daniel's calls. Friends began whispering behind his back. "I heard he lost the deal. Poor guy. He was counting on that contract. I guess all those big dreams are over." Emily heard the same rumors. At first, Daniel tried to reassure her. "Please trust me," he said. "No one from the company has officially contacted me." But uncertainty slowly turned into fear. Her parents became involved. "Emily," her father warned, "marriage is difficult enough. Don't tie your future to someone whose career is already falling apart." Her friends weren't any kinder. "You deserve stability. You still have time to move on. Love doesn't pay the bills." Little by little, Emily stopped believing Daniel. She answered his messages hours later. Then she stopped answering altogether. The warmth in her voice disappeared. Every conversation became shorter than the last. Finally, she invited him over, placed the engagement ring on the table, and ended everything with the words that continued to echo in Daniel's mind. "I can't build a future with someone who just lost everything." She never asked whether the rumors were true. She simply believed them. After receiving the CEO's call, Daniel threw himself into the project with everything he had. Months of hard work followed. His company expanded faster than anyone expected. The successful project attracted investors from around the world. Newspapers featured his story. Business magazines praised his leadership. Television stations requested interviews. Before long, Daniel had become one of the most respected young entrepreneurs in the industry. One afternoon, Emily was sitting in a cafe when the television above the counter interrupted its regular programming. "There he is," someone whispered. Emily looked up. On the screen stood Daniel, smiling as he signed another major international agreement. The reporter described him as one of the fastest rising business leaders in the country. Her face turned pale. She could barely breathe. The contract had never been lost. Everything she believed had been a lie. For days she couldn't stop thinking about him. Every memory replayed itself in her mind. She remembered his calm voice asking her to trust him. She remembered ignoring his calls. Most of all, she remembered walking away without giving him the chance to explain. The regret became unbearable. A week later, Emily stood outside Daniel's impressive office building. Her hands trembled as she waited in the reception area. When Daniel walked into the lobby, he recognized her immediately. She stood slowly. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "I made the biggest mistake of my life." Daniel looked at her quietly. "I believed what everyone else was saying. I was scared. I should have trusted you." For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Finally, Daniel smiled, not with bitterness, but with peace. "You didn't leave because I lost the contract," he said softly. "You left because you thought I had. That's the part I could never forget." Emily lowered her eyes as tears filled them. "I wish I could change that day." "So do I," Daniel replied. "But trust is built during difficult times, not comfortable ones." He wished her well and walked toward the elevator. The doors closed between them. Emily remained standing in silence, realizing that the future she had once dreamed of wasn't taken from her by bad luck. It slipped away the moment she chose fear over faith. Life has a way of testing people before rewarding them. Sometimes success arrives just after the moment when everyone else has stopped believing. The people who truly belong in your life are the ones who stand beside you before the victory, not only after the applause begins. What do you think? Did Emily deserve a second chance, or did Daniel make the right decision by walking away? Share your thoughts in the comments because we'd love to read every opinion. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another emotional story with powerful life lessons.